They were all so young, too young to speak, too small to defend themselves, and in each case, the very people who should have protected them are now the ones standing accused. In August 2024, the community of Riverside, California, was shaken by the disappearance of 7-month-old baby Emmanuel Haro. His parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, told police that their baby had been kidnapped, taken violently from them in a parking lot. The story sparked panic. Search teams combed through neighborhoods, investigators followed every lead, and the community prayed for Emmanuel's safe return. But behind that story were inconsistencies. As days turned into weeks, evidence began to suggest that something terrible had happened long before the alleged kidnapping. Months later, Jake Haro, Emmanuel's father, stood in court and cried as he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and child abuse. He admitted to causing the death of his own infant son. To this day, baby Emmanuel's body has never been found. The child's mother, Rebecca, has pleaded not guilty and awaits trial. Emmanuel's name has become a symbol of unanswered questions, a reminder that sometimes the truth is more horrifying than the lies told to hide it. Just weeks later, another name made headlines: 6-month-old Nnakai Pratt. He was reported missing by his father, Antonio Pierce, who claimed that masked men had robbed him and kidnapped his baby during the chaos. For 3 days, Georgia searched with K9s, helicopters, and prayers. Until the truth was uncovered, police found baby Nnakai's body buried behind a home near the family's apartment complex. Investigators say Pierce's story was filled with contradictions and that physical evidence pointed to foul play. He was charged with murder and false statements. Days later, more arrests followed. Nnakai's mother, her boyfriend, and her sister were also taken into custody. The surviving twin, baby Nicolette, was placed under the care of the Georgia Department of Family Services. One twin survives, one does not, and the question still echoes through that Clayton County neighborhood. Why weren't they together? And then another child, 12-year-old Jacqueline Mimi Torres, found lifeless inside a container behind an abandoned building in New Britain, Connecticut. A beautiful girl with a bright smile and dreams no one will ever see come true. Her story shocked her entire city, not only for its cruelty, but for its painful familiarity. Once again, those close to her are now the ones facing murder charges. 3 stories, 3 innocent lives, each ending the same way, with betrayal, heartbreak, and silence that came too late. What do they all have in common? Each began with love, or what looked like love. Each involved someone who was trusted: a parent, a guardian, loved one. And in every case, warning signs were missed, ignored, or brushed aside. When a child is in danger, it rarely begins with one act. It begins with a pattern of neglect, anger, isolation, or control. But too often, those closest to the family don't speak up until it's too late. For Emmanuel, for Nnakai, for Mimi, their names must not fade away. We say their names because it reminds us that every statistic, every headline, is a human life. A child who laughed, cried, and trusted. If you believe every child deserves safety, if you believe silence kills, then help share their stories. Help speak for those who no longer can. Subscribe to NWami Casebook, where we tell true stories of children, families, and justice. Not to sensationalize pain, but to learn from it, to see the warning signs, and to make sure no child's cry goes unheard again. Rest in peace, baby Emmanuel. Rest in peace, baby Nnakai. Rest in peace, Jacqueline Mimi Torres. You deserved a better world.